Hello, I'm Art Lillicropp, the manager of spiritual care at Kaiser Permanente Medical Center in South Sacramento, where I've had the privilege of being their chaplain manager for going on 9 years. I'm also happen to be on staff of St. Martin's Episcopal Church in Davis, California, and I've been ordained as an Episcopal clergy person for 40 years this year. Eye and tissue donation is so important in the area of healing because there are so many people that are unable to walk, that have had terrible burn incidents, and most assuredly, in my case, for people that were blind, who in the gift of tissue and eye donation can have their lives not only changed, but determined and made future. So it's a selfless act that provides compassion and generosity down the road when you don't even know it. To be able to become a tissue and organ donor is, to me, the ultimate act of a spiritual act of love. I was living in New York City working in educational television as a cameraman years ago, and I discovered that eyesight was everything to make my life successful. In discovering also that I had developed an eye disease, when the light started getting dimmer and eventually very dark, I realized the importance of being placed on a donor list to become a recipient of corneas. To receive the gift of sight from two people that you didn't even know made me aware that life was bigger than what we did in our professional life. It was a gift from God, and in receiving that gift from God, I moved out of educational television into going into seminary to say thank you to God for the gift of sight, and I became an ordained Episcopal priest. It was transformational not only in my vision, but in my heart, not only in how I approached life, but in how I lived life. In every faith denomination that I have had the privilege and joy of interfacing with in healthcare, there is this ultimate foundational theme that comes to all traditions, and that is, do it unto others as you would have them do unto you, the golden rule. There is no greater gift that you can do in a spiritual journey than to put the life of someone else first before your own. Well, the gift of organ and tissue donation, particularly for me in receiving the gift of sight, personifies those very themes in a way that words cannot express. The golden rule, self-sacrifice, servant ministry, but to give at the moment of death to people that you don't even know, to me, is exactly what happens to a person's life when unconditional love enters your heart and then immobilizes you to work for that kind of event for the rest of your life. In organ and tissue donation, you make community in a way that words cannot even tell you. It's just an extraordinary event that comes out of really an ordinary gift of giving.